Hi, and welcome to this demonstration of the new CVA operations database from the volunteer's perspective. Previously, to search for projects, a visitor would enter Conservation Connect. Here, they would select the location of interest, so Victoria, the time frame, so we want to go in November, and any special interest areas, so we'll select beaches and islands, and then run our search. You'll see that we've now been given an available project list that we can book into. So I'll press go, and at this point the system is asking me to enter my details into the page. The previous system required staff confirmation, which typically took 24 hours. So whilst the old process did enable searching across the full breadth of projects in CVA, and indeed the results were dynamically updated as new projects came on board, for me as a volunteer, I wasn't sure if after filling in this booking page, if I'd been accepted yet to participate. I needed to wait for the next business day for confirmation. Now, with the new CVA operations database, the booking process has been streamlined and a range of new features have been added, including instant booking approvals, group bookings for friends, the My Volunteer section, which enables functions including direct project feedback, viewing of booking details including your payment history, the sharing of photographs that people have taken whilst out on a project, and tools for volunteers to help spread the word about CVA, including email promotional tools and integration with Facebook and Twitter. So let's take a look. Here we are inside the new Conservation Connect. The first thing you'll see is the new design, but the changes go well beyond aesthetics. I'll start by selecting my location, which given the increasing global reach of CVA requires that I select Australia first, and now Victoria. I'd like to go during September or October. So I'll select that date range. I don't have a preference for the type of office, so I'll leave that. Now, I'm planning to go alone. However, if I were coming with a partner or friend, selecting this option will flag this as a multi-person booking, and later in the process will then ask me for the details of both persons. In addition, I don't have a preference for a type of project, so I'll leave that blank at the moment. And we press search. Now in the search results, we can see a number of points of difference. Firstly, the system shows costs more clearly. Our first project is a day project, which is free to attend, so the system points that out. As we scroll down the list, here we find a paid project that offers accommodation and transport in a package. Let's pick this one for our booking. I should also note we can see the number of vacancies, and we can also see fully booked projects as well. So we'll start here and we'll join this project. Here we have an intermediary page that confirms where, as a volunteer, I'm actually booking from. CVA handles overseas bookings differently and where possible directs overseas visitors to book using agents. So here I'm required to enter my details and I'll pop those in. Now just checking that I've got everything in here, and I'll tell the system how I found out about us. And my wife's contact details. Now I don't have any special dietary requirements or medical conditions, but if I did, I could enter those in, but in this case I'll leave it blank. Finally, I agree with the terms to participate, and I click the next button. So here we are. We can see the details of our booking, we can see what the cost is going to be, and we're also offered additional merchandise. Now in this case, a drink bottle is probably a good idea, as would a wide sun hat and a set of work gloves. So we're now invited to make a total payment here of $238. I'm going to enter in some credit card details that have been set up as a dummy for this example. And I'll process that payment after I've confirmed my agreement with the cancellation policy. At this point, I'm booked into the project. There's no administrative checking of availability. I'm simply in and ready to go. Now, I'll have received 2 emails. The first will be a copy of my booking details, and because in this example I'm a first-time user of the system, I'll have also been sent an email to confirm my email address and register a password so that I can use the new My Volunteers section within CVA. So here's that email. Assuming we've followed the email's instructions and set our password, we can now log into the My Volunteers section. So we click over onto Login, and away we go. Now, you'll see here on the right hand side a number of menu items, each designed to enhance the volunteer experience. You can search for projects both locally and abroad, and you can view details of projects that you've already booked into. So let's do that now. If we click on the My Bookings link, we can see a list of the bookings that we've already made. There's only one in this case. From here, we can view an invoice. If we need the paperwork, we can print that off. Also, we can view our confirmation voucher, which is a complete copy of all the details of our booking, and we can print that off if we want to take a hard copy with us. Now, let's assume that we've been on the project. Of course, as always, project leaders are able to send out a specific thank you SMS message. The difference is that in the new system, we're acknowledging Toyota's support by signing off with the phrase CVA and the nearest Toyota dealership to where the volunteer lives. So now let's have a little fun. During projects, volunteers are encouraged to take photographs as a great way to remember their experience. Now with the new My Volunteer section, they're encouraged to share these with those in their group and more broadly with their friends via online social networks. And this helps to raise awareness of CVA. So let's click on the My Photos link. Here we go. We click on the My Photos link and we can see that we've already loaded one photograph in. Now once these photographs are approved by CVA staff, they'll be emailed to other volunteers on the trip. And in addition, we're also working on having these photographs shown to prospective volunteers looking for similar projects to the photographs that this project was taken on. So let's upload a photograph now. And here's one, and we can enter a title. And so, Bug on a Branch. And we can save that. The real power in using photos to spread the word, so to speak, about CVA is by encouraging volunteers to share their photos with friends via email or the social networks like Twitter and Facebook. So let's take a look at how this works. In Twitter, the key to sharing photos is giving users a short website address that they can copy into their Twitter messages and that takes people directly to the photo in question. This enables people to share the photos effectively with their friends. Let's see how this works. So if we click on the Twitter link, here the system has created a short link direct to this photograph. So I'm going to click on that and you'll see that there is now a public page for this and for all the other photographs. And we can also see other photographs that I as a volunteer have uploaded and other photos specific to this project. I can take this address and I can go to Twitter, and if I paste it in and say, had a great time away with CVA, really felt like I did something important, and I then paste in my message, and if I was to click update, I would be sending that message out to my 270 followers. Now I'm a relatively modest Twitter user. We have people in the office here who have well over 20,000 followers in Twitter, and so Twitter is a great way of spreading the word. Now you will see as I look down the stream of recent Twitter messages from my friends that the the culture of putting small links into Twitter messages is very strong. And so that's why we've deliberately created a short link system inside the My Volunteer section of CVA's new projects database. Finally, whilst volunteers have always been able to submit feedback on projects, the new My Volunteer section makes that quite straightforward. So let's go and have a look at how that works. Here, a volunteer can select My Feedback, pick a project they participated in, and simply enter the details of their feedback and how they found the experience. Also, to round out these new functionality, volunteers can directly update their details and also change their password. So as you'll see, there's a whole range of new functionality that's been recently introduced into the My Volunteer section within the operations database of conservation volunteers. And we're excited about what this means in terms of increasing engagement and interaction with the volunteers that we work with.